What's going on, everybody? My name is Ben and welcome back to another episode of our Rivals and Adversaries buddy build here with our good buddy Joe over at Mad Genius Productions. We are continuing with our part of it, the F-86 Sabre. So let's go ahead and jump in here and get moving back on the kit. Last episode, we overcoated everything here with a very nice glossy black base by Alclad. It turned out to be a pretty decent looking finish. It's fairly smooth. I don't notice any imperfections. The panel lines look good. Everything is beautifully sanded. So I think we are ready to go ahead and start applying our paint. Because remember, Alclad paint and most metallizer paints, you want to go ahead and apply those to a nice glossy black finish. So let's go ahead and get on to the paints. Now I anticipated doing something similar to what I did on my Fury, and that's start off with a base coat, probably use some aircraft frame aluminum or duraluminum, and then we'll come in with some of our marbling coats, probably whatever color I did not use, I'll use for the marbling coat. And then we'll come in with some jet exhaust and we'll lightly mist those over certain panels. I thought about using some maybe chrome or something like that, but jet exhaust is just dark enough that if you don't put too much on there, it gives it a nice contrast. The chrome would probably be just way too shiny, and I want to kind of bring this down and get it a little bit more muted, because most of the references I have seen show Sabres to be either in super, like very, very shiny condition, or more or less in country being a very muted color with a bit of patina. So that's what we're going to go ahead and try to do. Let's go ahead and move over to the spray booth, start applying our colors and check it out, see how we do. All right, guys, let's go ahead and get the party started. All right, everybody, so we are back, and as you can see, the Sabre is looking pretty cool. We've got the metal colors there applied onto that gloss black primer, and so far, not too bad. Now, what we did for the coloring is we started off with some Alclad duraluminum. That was kind of our base coat there, and then we came back with some marbling templates, and we overcoated that with our Alclad aircraft frame aluminum. That gave us a little bit of a patina effect, some blotchiness here and there, and just kind of an overall interesting appearance. Then I also used some tape, and I used some jet exhaust, also by Alclad, to come in and to darken certain panels around the aircraft. Like, for example, the panel with the guns in it, or maybe the center wing portions, those have been darkened with jet exhaust. A little bit goes a long way with jet exhaust, so the tiny little bit of spray gives it a little bit of a different look, and I think actually appears pretty decent. So we're going to go ahead though and move on with the rest of the painting for today, and that's going to be moving over to the yellow and black bands around the tail, fuselage, and wingtips. So that's where we're going to go next. Of course, before I do any of that, I do have to come in and seal the aircraft with Future. I've actually been watching a couple of videos online, and a gentleman talked about all the different sealants you could use for Alclad paint. Other than using the initial Alclad product, you can also use Future, which actually was one of the higher ranked top coats that he used. So I'm going to go ahead and use Future because I already have it. I don't want to have to go buy something new. We're going to cover the entire aircraft. Once that is all nicely cured, we can come back and we can start doing some painting for the yellow and black markings. We of course have to mask those off, so I'll be using the decals as a bit of a template to make sure I've got the correct measurements. We can go ahead and then mask off and paint some more, and I think we'll be in pretty good shape. I'll probably also go ahead and prime those areas with some Mr. Surfacer 1200 with some Mr. Leveling Thinner just to go ahead and give it a nice base coat, and then we can work from there and see how it goes. So let's get back into that time lapse. Let's get some Future applied. Let's go ahead and do some masking, get all that nicely masked off, work on the drop tanks a little bit too, and we'll see what we come up with. So let's go ahead, keep it going. Alright everybody, so we are back and we're going to go ahead and jump in now to the final painting process for today. Now I'm going to be using some Gunzy yellow and I'll be using some Tamiya flat black, so hopefully those colors will work just fine, and I think this is going to be a good choice of paint going forward. Once that is all done, we'll be back and I'll show you guys what we come up with. We'll go ahead and unmask a lot of those masks and we'll see what we do. We've got everything nicely masked off, so we're ready to go ahead and start painting, so I shouldn't have any overspray on anything. It should go very, very smoothly. So let's go ahead and get back into that last time lapse, guys. Let's get the last painting all finished off and see what we come up with. Alright everybody, we are back, and as you can see, the Sabre is looking pretty cool. We're moving right along. We've got the yellow and black bands around the wing tips. We've got that around the fuselage and of course on the tail, so those are looking pretty sweet. And I think from this point on, we can come back in and next episode do some additional painting here and there to get this thing ready for decals and then all the little different parts and pieces. I thought about painting on the black checkered markings on the tail, but I really don't want to have to fool with that, so I'll be using that portion of the decal. And of course, we do have to paint the internals on the air brakes, the main gear bays, and the nose wheel, so those have to be all painted as well. Other than that, the majority of the aircraft has been painted. As you can see here, comparing the decals with what I painted is pretty close. The wing ones look pretty much spot on. The fuselage ones are a little bit off in scale, but I think they're going to be okay, and hopefully we're just going to move on and it's going to look fine. I spent a long time going ahead and masking off all the different areas. So you can see this is just a fraction of the amount of tape that we used. All that prep, all that time, all that patience really paid off because this looks pretty cool. Even if the bands aren't exactly to scale, I still think they look pretty neat. But that is it, guys. Thank you so much for joining us here. We're going to go ahead and call it quits for today. I think this is a really good place to stop. We have to let all the paint cure 100% before we come back and we actually do some more work next episode. But we're getting there, guys. A couple more episodes and we will be done. So until our next episode, guys, you know the drill. Go out there, get yourself some bench time, have some fun, build something cool. Make sure to stop on by Joe's channel. I know he's really cranking on that MiG. I think he's going to churn out something interesting and fun for us to look at. So make sure to drop by, check out his channel, check out some videos, subscribe, comment, hit that thumbs up button for him, and we will see you back here on episode number 9 for the Rivals and Adversaries build and the continuation of our F-86 Sabre. Thanks so much for watching, guys. Take care of yourselves, and we will see you soon.